Good morning, everybody. This is Latoria back with another word of the day. And today's word is eagle. And I'm going to give the definition, the biblical meaning, and today I have 3 scriptures that I'm going to read and a summary of what I read. Also, we got to start off with a prayer. God, thank you for another day. Today is January 29th, Wednesday, 2025, and we are here again, still seeking you. God, please show us the way, continue to guide our steps and make our paths straight. We know that this is a narrow path to walk, and sometimes we step off that path, but as soon as our foot looks like it's about to step off, God, please push it back. Push it back on that path, and we will not look back. We will keep looking forward, not to the left, not to the right, but towards the light at the end of the tunnel. Please let us, everybody, have a great day today. God, any trials that we may see or come upon us in our workplace, in our homes, please give us the peace and the strength to deal with it. Please don't let us talk when we don't need to talk. Bite our tongues, because you can handle everything, and we can leave it in your hands. And never seen a righteous forsaken, nor his seed beg for bread. So if anybody is struggling right now, God, please let them be able to take care of their households and themselves. In Jesus Christ's name, amen. All right, so eagle. A large bird of prey with a massive hooked ball and long, broad wings, renowned for its keen sight and powerful soaring flight. Biblical meaning: symbolizes God's power, majesty, and sovereignty. It can also represent God's protection. Before we start with the scriptures, I just wanted to say too, it was similar definitions about eagle, but it also had other interpretations as well. So that's just the different perspectives. So sometimes people can have their own perspective of you. It doesn't mean, or of us, but it doesn't mean that their perspective is the right perspective. It's just what they see. They don't know everything about you, but they have their own conclusion of who you are. Don't let other people's perspectives ruin how you feel about yourself. Nobody knows you but God and you on everything you go through. For example, people used to be like, or certain people in my family think that I was naive, and everybody has some sort of naivety in them if they haven't had a certain experience with certain things. That's everybody. But just because I give people a chance does not make me naive. If you see what, and I don't, maybe that's a revelation now. Maybe that's just because God wired me different. Not maybe, yeah, he just wired me different to see what the potential is in somebody. And I don't let other people's perspectives guide me on how I treat someone, because until they do something to me, it might not happen to me. It's just like when you have a friend and they always say, well, that's da-da-da-da-da, did this, da-da-da-da-da. But you didn't have that same experience with that person. Not to say that that person didn't do that to them, but then you know your friend, and you know how your friend is too. So it could have been just a mix of the personalities that didn't quite click. Not to say that you just dismiss it, because you definitely are going to be aware of it. But until you're able to see something that reflects that for you, yeah, okay. All right, and Isaiah 40:31. Those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. Hosea 8:1. Put the trumpet to your lips. An eagle is over the house of the Lord, because the people have broken my covenant and rebelled against my law. Jeremiah 49:16. The terror you inspire and the pride of your heart have deceived you. You who live in the clefts of the rocks, who occupy the heights of the hill, though you build your nest as high as the eagles, from there I will bring you down, declares the Lord. In these scriptures, God is showing us that He is our strength. We cannot get so high up that we lose humility and act as if we are God. Many of us have issues with relinquishing control. We want to give ourselves the credit for becoming who we are. That's just not the case. We may have had to work hard to get to your goals, and I know you gotta put your work in, but have to realize God gave us the strength because He lives in us. And yes, someone else may not have to go through everything we have been through, but their journey is not our journey. What we have to do is for our purpose. Everything God uses for our good. So basically, a lot of times we get to look in, especially if you're in this social media area and you watching all the people on Instagram and they doing this and out partying and all this stuff, but making money on the internet. Everything that they do, they might be making that money, but you don't know what they're dealing with personally. Everybody knows social media, people put on for social media, it's a front. They making money off of it. And and people be like, oh yeah, they making money, so they living a life. But some of them people still miserable. Just because it looks like they living a life on Instagram, of course they're gonna smile for the camera, because that's how they make their money. But behind the scenes, they're still dealing with the same things we deal with each day. They're still dealing with it. They just got money. And that's just more people. More money, more problems. Biggie said it. More money, more problems. And in the Bible, it says money is the root of all evil. So they have people pulling on them, trying to get money from them, that people they ain't even deal with beforehand, reaching out to them, trying to get money from them. That's a stress, because we all have it. If we make that kind of money, that we want to be able to take care of our family, which we, like we talked about before, the inheritance. We want to have something to leave to our family for it to get passed down and stuff like that. But we have to be able to separate I'm trying to put this the right way. God help me. We have to be able to know who can come with us and who cannot come with us. You can't take everybody with you, because some people is just not ready to be on that higher level. They're not equipped for that. They're not equipped for the rooms that you're going to go through or go in. They are still stuck in their what they grew up in. They haven't learned the discipline. They haven't matured. They don't know. And then when you try to correct them, then you get this situation and be like, oh, you think you better than us. And it ain't that. It's just you trying to be better. And you don't. That's the separation part. When you move up, you want to still have those people that you love with you. But everybody's not on the level that you on. And they're not going to know how to move on that level. You trying to take them with you, but they still right here. And not the love level, but the mentality that when we get around these people, you can't be cussing and you can't be fighting, and you can't do that. And by you being with me, they're gonna associate everything. It reflects negatively on me, which stops the forward movement. So God, that's another reason God put us in isolation, because everybody can't go. Everybody's not ready. And even though you want to take those people with you, and that don't mean certain people you still can't look out for. But, I mean, you got to know when to set them boundaries, too, because some people will try to use you. And we have to learn that even though when we do excel, we got to learn that it is not just because of us. It's definitely because of God. Yes, certain people might have just shoot on up with no problem, but their path, you might not be going on the path. They might not be learning all the lessons that you learning. So even though they shooting up, they might come down just as fast as they went up. So, yeah. Anyway, today's word was eagle. We want to soar like an eagle, but we don't want to get too high that we forget that God is the one that's under the wings. He's the one that's keeping us afloat. So, yeah, everybody have a good day. Bye.